afternoon and happy Vlogmas Day 18, Tuesday the 18th of December. Gosh, it's mid-afternoon and I just have sat down and thought I would pop on just to say hello and tell you a little bit about what's going on. Most of the day I'm just going to cover in photographs or a wee bit of video because there's something I came across and I thought I would share it with you also. I watch a podcast, it's called Kate from Hawthorne Cottage Craft, and she's based in Northern Ireland as well. And I was watching her podcast last night and I came across something which I thought was a really good idea. It's being organised by the Gentle Knitter on Instagram, and if you go onto her page you'll find all the details of it. But it's for a knit along and it's starting on the 22nd of December and running through to the 22nd of January, and it's for a shawl. I think it's called Hedge Witch Shawl, and all the details are on her post there. It's a worsted weight shawl, it's 2 colours, and it looks a really lovely knit, and I would imagine it'd be so cozy and warm, and with being it in worsted weight it would knit up quite quickly. So I thought it was a really good idea as an alternative to the Christmas Eve cast on. I started my socks last night and I sort of was wondering, would I start something else on Christmas Eve? And when I heard about this, I thought it was a really good idea as an alternative to the Christmas Eve cast on, because sometimes I find Christmas Eve can be quite busy and I just wasn't sure what I wanted to cast on either, or whether I wanted another pair of socks on the needles. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people, and if there's too much on the needles it really panics me and I don't feel comfortable about it at all, and then I don't enjoy knitting on the projects, be that a good thing or not. So if you want to find more of the details and Kate's choices in her yarn and things, pop across and listen to her Vlogmas. It's really good, and it's another opportunity to see life in Northern Ireland. She does be out and about an awful lot more than me, so you get to see an awful lot more, and it's worth a watch. So it is. So that's something different for you. And as I say, the Gentle Knitter on Instagram covers the details. So that was what I wanted to share with you. Basically today I had some fruit left, and when you have fruit left there's nothing else to do, only bake another cake. So the cake is in the oven, number 3, and I am so glad there's no more fruit left, because I am not going out to buy anything more to make another cake. That's it, finished. The mixer's going away now for Christmas. My daughter's giving me some shortbread in lieu of her cake, so that saves me having to make anything like that. So all I'll be left to do is make some desserts for over the Christmas period. As I said, I started on my socks last night. I'm really glad that I had the patience and toyed around with the different yarns, because I have found one that I'm really happy with, and it's the one I showed you yesterday by Bad Wolf Girls. And I have the cuff knit. It's a 1x1 twisted rib, and I have first of the 12 stitch repeat done. The picture, I can't really show it just holding it, but I will put pictures in, and hopefully you'll be fit to see it. The leg reel, it's 4 repeats and then a partial repeat at the bottom, and I'm hoping that's long enough, because that's sort of 48 and it's about 56 rows, and sometimes I would knit maybe 70 rows in my leg. So we'll see how it goes. I can always put in an extra repeat if need be and have enough yarn to do that. But the wool, it is so soft, and I just love the colours. They really are just what I want at the moment. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to do some more on that now while I'm resting. I also did a few rows just on my northeasterly blanket and brought in another orange colour. I'm much happier with sort of being more constructed in my colour choice. And I am thinking of maybe doing the columns as per season to start with, and then maybe as per colourway as well. I'm not quite sure, but I do know I definitely need to be more constructive and decisive in my colour choice. Random colours isn't going to work for me. It's just not my personality. So I'm going to have to just think about the columns as I do them. I didn't really want to have to go out and buy yarn to do this. I wanted it to be sort of a memories blanket as well, but if need be for me to be happy with it, I don't mind purchasing a few minis now and again. So that's basically it for today. It's some knitting now this afternoon. It's mid-afternoon and it's getting dinner on, which is going to be very simple and quick. Just a few pork chops and the usual veg and potatoes, and depending on what time husband gets home at, we might go out. We'll see. I didn't head out last night because it was just so wet and miserable, so that still has to be done. Everything else is basically up to date with regard to wrapping and things like that, so I'm reasonably well organised to not feel uncomfortable about taking an hour here snuggled in a blanket and catching up on some vlogs. I just have one last question, and if anybody could help me out, I would really appreciate it. I am absolutely stuck on a present for my husband this year. Every other year I would keep him going and say I have nothing for him, and I always have something in mind or something already bought, but I have nothing this year and cannot think of anything, and have probably left it too late now to depend on postage. So if anybody had any suggestions, I would really appreciate that. Nothing down the aftershave come shower gels, etc., because he has loads of those. So anything outside that would be great. At the moment it's going to be slippers or socks, the most exciting thing I can think of. So I really would appreciate a comment. You can comment underneath the video, or you can catch up with me on Instagram under angela.mcgowan. So until the next time I pop in, enjoy the rest of your day, keep safe, and stick in a little bit of crafting somewhere along the line. Bye for now.